And now let's get to breaking developments in the scene you saw first on NBC 12. More than a dozen Black Lives Matter protesters hauled off to jail after blocking the interstate at the peak of evening rush hour.
The group bringing traffic to a standstill at the 9564 interchange off Belvedere Street. Our team coverage begins right now. We have crews working this story from every angle. We'll even hear from Richmond's mayor and the officers who responded to the scene.
But first, Chris Thomas is live with more on how this all unfolded. Walk us through it, Chris.
Well, Kurt, first let me show you traffic is now moving smoothly again tonight, but one thing seems to be clear. These protesters plan to go to jail. They even had attorneys here on site. Take a look at what happened. Dozens of protesters bringing I-95 to a standstill during the height of rush hour. Police responding immediately from the air and on the ground.
It's good for us, because these white folks think they can rule the world, especially VCU. They think they own the whole world, but they don't. God owns this world.
Black Lives Matter! But take a look around. Pretty much all of the protesters were white. Organizers telling me it was planned this way. You see, after the recent shootings of African Americans by police officers, the protest was meant to show white people, quote, putting their lives on the line for black people.
Anytime you can't walk the street unless you got a white cop running up on you because you black, then you ain't safe.
You don't feel safe?
No, I don't feel safe, not with them.
Keep in mind, Richmond police, VCU police, and state police all responded here to the 9564 interchange along Belvedere Street, where we're hearing at least 13 protesters were arrested. And as you can imagine, this all caused quite the headache for drivers. Frustrated viewers posting on my Facebook page, lock them all up, and no matter what they are protesting, you're on the interstate blocking traffic, endangering your lives as well as others.
Yes, it is unfair that people are being stranded from going home, but it's also unfair that African American young men are being killed on a daily basis at the hands of police officers. Unacceptable.
Jamila Grant was leaving work and decided to join the protesters.
And I think this should have been done actually in the morning. Stop people from going to work and opening businesses and from the city from making money, because when money is being tapped into and it hurts the city, then a difference is going to be made. So absolutely, this is correct.
Now back here live, I should tell you, state police tell us those protesters were charged with being pedestrians on a highway and impeding the flow of traffic. For now, live on your side, Chris Thomas, NBC 12 News.
Exactly, Chris. As those protesters crossed into traffic, officers and the mayor say they crossed the line. Our team coverage continues with a look at how police responded to the protest and reaction from Mayor Jones as he arrived onto the scene. Stephanie Robusto joins us live now with that part of the story. And Stephanie, we've seen similar scenes. The question is, what are your rights when protesting?
Well, plain and simple, Sabrina, you have the right to protest, but you cross the line as soon as you put public safety at risk. Here is a major reason why. If you look at how busy our roadways are, as soon as you block the roads, you block emergency responders from getting to you and getting to the hospital as soon as you need them.
And when you block an interstate, you don't know if people are going to emergencies or hospital or emergencies vehicles need to get from place to place. And so when that happens, then it becomes a problem.
Which is why police responded quickly and took action, moving the protesters to get traffic moving. But the damage was already done, creating a backup for miles.
They had the option to be arrested or to leave. Most of the individuals left.
Police believe the 13 people arrested wanted to be arrested, with no plans to move when officers asked.
There wasn't a struggle for individuals being arrested. They were prepared, and in fact, I think that's what their plan was.
Those arrested, Deputy Chief Steve Drew believes, were not from the Richmond metro area, but those who moved quickly when asked are no strangers to the police.
We know a lot of these individuals that protest in our city, and I think they respect us because of the way that we interact with each other. It's all about community policing, free speech, and the rights.
That respect between officers and their community is one reason the Richmond mayor believes the River City is keeping calm in such a turbulent time.
Well, I mean, Richmond is a unique place. I think that we've done extremely well. We have good relationships with our police force. and our police force has good relationships with the community.
But he believes there are better ways for your voice to be heard.
Participated in several different discussions, and people are trying to process a very difficult time, not just in Richmond, but in the United States of America and in the world.
Now, as state police were down clearing up the interstate and moving protesters, Richmond police were right here on this corner monitoring the area and trying to help disperse any crowds on these side streets, clearing the area as quickly as possible. On your side, Stephanie Robusto, NBC 12 News.